Hi, it's Elton from the Mind Body Project. Welcome to some controversy. Okay, so mental illness. Is it a choice? Isn't it a choice? Well, I'm here to tell you it's a choice. And if you do not believe it's a choice and you think it's a disorder or whatever, let's have a discussion on it. Let's have a discussion. But what I'll say, first of all, this is going to be a controversial video, and it's either going to wind you up or it's going to empower you. Yeah, my job is not necessarily to be nice to you. It's about my job is to actually get results. Yeah, it's about to tell you what really happens, rather than just being nice and friendly and give me a cuddle and all this. My job is to get results, and unfortunately I have to say some things and change some people's mindsets in order to get those results. And so I've seen branded around on the internet, mental illness is not a choice. Mental illness is a disorder, not a choice, whatever they've been saying. And I thought I would do a video to cause a bit of controversy around this, because I just believe that if you believe that, then you're going to have some problems. Yeah, they're trying to be nice. Their intentions are good. Yeah, they want to give support. They want to make sure it's friendly, and they understand the state that you're in. Because, as I said, they've been there themselves. I've been there the other week with myself. So I can understand the intention behind it. They're trying to be nice. Yeah, but nice doesn't mean results. Yeah, it just doesn't. If everyone could be nice and then you'd automatically change, then I'd be nice as well. But that just doesn't happen, unfortunately. And sometimes things need to be said to actually help you guys. So this video is either going to wind you up or it's going to empower you today. Yeah, and hopefully it's the latter for me. So first of all, I want to say, I'm mainly referring to depression, anxiety and phobias in this video, although I believe it's in the whole of mental illness, which I'm going to clarify what that means in a second. But that's what I'm talking about: depression, anxiety, phobias. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about that. Okay, so the term mental illness, let's break that down, because that term in itself, because of the way it's been branded around on the news and in the public, it's causing causing their own stigma. Yeah, it's a word that I don't really like, to be honest with you. I don't think that should be branded around like that, because it puts people in a position of weakness. And let's break it down. Right, okay, mental. Let's talk about mental. Well, first of all, we know that the mind and body are connected. So that term there is, the problem is with, when it comes to science and the way that the jargon that we use at the moment, especially around the NHS, is that we try and break the body up into bits. Yeah, we try and say mental, okay, you do mental health side, over here we'll do physical health. They're the same damn thing. Stop trying to break it up. You've got neurons that go all the way down into your feet. You've got neurotransmitters that connect to every single cell in the body. Yeah? It's mind and body connection. This is 40 years old now, and we're still trying to split things up. Let's stop doing that, because whatever you do with your body affects your mind. Whatever you do with your mind affects your body. They're the same thing. Yeah, let's stop doing that. And then illness. Okay, so what's an illness? Well, see, what I used to think an illness was when you catch a bug. Yeah, catch a bug and then you become ill. Yeah. Not anymore. So the field of epigenetics now knows that it's to do with your environmental factors. If you sneeze, if someone's got a cold in a room full of people and they sneeze, does everybody in this room catch cold? They all catch a cold. Some might, but not everybody. So what's going on? Yeah, what is going on there then? And it's to do with your environmental factors. It's to do with what you do. Yeah, it's what you do. It's what you eat. It's what you do, physical activity. It's how you think. So that mental illness doesn't really mean too much anymore to me, and it shouldn't really to you, because it doesn't. It's like, what does it mean? Yeah, it's just a thing that's branded around, and it causes stigma because it shouldn't be branded around like that anymore. Yeah, we've moved on, we've evolved from that, but obviously some people haven't at the moment. The intentions are good. I'm not mocking the intentions of people. Yeah, they're trying to do well, they're trying to help their fellow human being, but it's actually disempowering people, and it's causing a stigma, in my eyes anyway. So now, when it comes to this choice, mental illness isn't a choice. Yeah, if you're one of these people who have depression, anxiety, phobias now, make it a choice. Now, this is going to take some courage. Yeah. So let's just do this for a second. If you have one of those things, all of a sudden you're saying, look, this has happened to me, or whatever. For a second, just imagine that your unconscious and your conscious choices have led you to where you are today. So your decision making has led you to where you are today. Can you move to there? Just suspend your beliefs for a second. Can you move to there so that you're actually sitting there saying, okay, I didn't mean to do this, but I've chosen this, and I'm here where I am now, but now I'm done with it. I want to choose to get out of it. Because, listen, if you don't accept that you chose to get to there, you cannot, because the other side of that is that means you can't choose to have a life of a good, or a life of excitement, a life of fun. You can't choose to have a good life. If you're not accepting that you're living a bad way, then you can't choose a different way. If things are happening to you, then you're not in control. You can't be in control. You can't choose another way out. And then you're stuck. And that's what disempowers people when they have struggles like this. The other week I did videos on me struggling. So I did 2 weeks. And the first thing I had to do, and I said this, is that I had to take responsibility to get out of it. I had to say, all right, I've chosen this. Didn't mean to. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. Let's get out of this. So I chose to accept that, and I got out of it within about 2 weeks. Yeah, because I went into a negative state after my operation because I couldn't do the things I normally would do. Yeah, it caused me problems. I had to take medication, which again, that just messed me up. So I had to then work out a way. But the first thing I had to do is accept that it's my choice. It's my responsibility to get out of that. Yeah. So I had to do that. Now, cause and effect. In life, you have two sides. You have the cause side and you have the effect side. On the cause side, you're saying, I'm responsible for my life in a joyous way. I'm talking about, I'm responsible for the decisions that have led me up to here today. Yeah, that's the cause side of the equation. Then you've got the effect side of the equation, which is essentially saying, yeah, everything that's happened to me, somebody else did. Yeah, everything that's happened to me, somebody else has did it. And the problem is with that, you can go to the age of 85 and just you look back at your life and you go, I could have been this, I could have been this, but, and then you're going to name someone or something, but I had mental illness. I had depression, so I couldn't do all the things that I wanted to do because I had depression my whole life. I mean, do you want to be in a position where you're saying that? Yeah. Do you want to be in that position where I had anxiety my whole life? So I could have gone on a plane, but I had a phobia of planes, so I didn't go travelling. Do you want to be saying that? Because you have one life. And if you don't choose to do things, if you don't have the choice, then you're not going, your life's not going to be satisfactory. You're not going to enjoy your life. Yeah, and that's the problem that we've got. So we need to really accept that you need to turn it into a choice. Yeah, because as soon as you do that, as soon as you put yourself in the power position, as soon as you say, hey, I chose this, I didn't mean to choose it, or I'm doing it now, it's unconscious, it's automated, but I'm doing it. As soon as you put yourself in that position, then now you can learn to do something else, because now you have choice. If I don't have choice, then I sit there, I cannot learn anything new. I just can't learn anything new to create a different way, something else. And you're not even going to try and create anything else because you don't believe it's your fault. So that's the position that you need to, and mindset is one of the things I spend a load of time on when I speak to people. Because if you have a mindset where everything's not your fault, you're not in control, then you can't control to make sure there's a good life. You can't create one. It's not going to happen. And you're stuck. Yeah, and you've got to accept that unconscious plus conscious choices led you to here today. You may not have chosen them. No one purposely goes out. When I was struggling, I didn't purposely put myself in that position where I was struggling after the operation in that state. I didn't purposely want to do that, but I have to accept that my conscious plus my unconscious choices led me to where I was. So I've had to accept that, because then I now have the power to create something new. If I didn't accept that, right now I'd still be struggling. I'd still be struggling because I wouldn't have the power to create something new. I wouldn't believe I could create something new. I wouldn't expect to create anything new, and I would be still stuck. Which is where lots of people are. Now, many people have people working with them who being very nice to them, supportive, yeah, makes them feel good. But you've got to ask yourself this question: do you need to go and see that person, or they're empowering you? Because many people talk about empowering someone, but yet they're taking it away because they have to go to you to feel good. And that's not how it should be. You need to be trained. You need to be behaviorally trained, not just sitting there understanding things. I have conversations with people about understanding, like cognitively, with the conscious mind. It's like next week you forget. You need to know how to do things. You need to learn new skills so that you can actually deal with whatever you need to deal with. And unfortunately, in the mainstream, we don't have that happening at the moment. So we don't have the help where, if you ask someone who you're working with, how do you get rid of your anxiety? When you're anxious, what do you do? When you're feeling down, what do you do? Tell me what you do. Yeah? Most of them won't be able to tell you that because they don't know the skills. They know how, in theory, to do it, and they know how to think about it. But when it comes to actually doing the thing, it's like, all right, how do you specifically do? Forget the drugs. Tell me how you do it. Show me how your happiness. Show me how you sustain it. Show me how you're progressing. Most people don't know how to do that because we're not taught at school, not taught at college, not taught at university. I spoke to someone who was doing a PhD in mental health. It's like, I asked them, so if someone comes to you with depression, tell me what you would do. And they go, I don't know. How can you not know? You did a PhD in this. Why would you not know this? And that's the problem that we have at the moment, in mental health. And this thing, mental illness, is not a choice. It just goes to show that people are not really thinking about this properly. They're putting people in a position of weakness. You have to, if you're listening to this now, you need to make it so that it's a choice, so then you can choose something else. Like, all right, I chose this, now I can move on and do something else. Yeah, because only then do you have the power to create something new? If it's not your fault, it's a very easy way to be. If it's not your fault and it isn't a choice, then guess what? Good luck with it. But I know that path. I've seen people down that path, and as I said, this isn't going to be for everyone. My thinking isn't going to be for everyone. But those who want out of this quick, and those who've got courage, those who want to step up and actually get this change, then you need to take that and make it so that it is now your choice, because then you're taking back your power. As soon as you're saying it's not your choice, your power is out there at something else. Something else is in charge of how you feel. Something else is going in charge. And unfortunately, the mainstream is not helping with that way of thinking for me. But they've got their own way of thinking, and I used to be doing that as well, but now I've got a new way of thinking about things. Yeah, and that's what I train people in, is mindset. Now, you've got to understand this though. You're never gonna be empowered until you have choices. You can't be empowered until you have choices. You need to have a choice. Yeah. If you're not choosing where you are now, then you can't choose where you want to go next. Yeah. And you need courage to do this. So you need courage. So I hope that I've explained my point of view. You may not agree with it, but please comment below and we can have a discussion. This is something that you do rather than you talk about, though, is that you have to actually put yourself there, so that it is your responsibility now to change. I understand that people will be going through a lot of difficulties. I've spoken to loads of people over years of doing this, but this thing that I'm telling you now is what's helped them. Yeah, this is what's helped turn a lot of people's lives around, when they realise, hang on, let me take responsibility for this, and then only then can they create something new. But while you're in a position of weakness and you're giving your power to something else out there, saying it's not my fault, if you're giving the power out there, then unfortunately you haven't got any power to create anything new. So that is my thinking on it. Please comment. I know it's going to wind some people up. That's why I've got my Batman top on, just in case. Yeah, we'll go for it. But yeah, it's going to wind some people up. It's going to empower some people, hopefully. Yeah, so that's my hope from this. I understand people are going through difficulties. I speak to people a lot of the time in regards to that, and it's going to wind some people up big time. But I have to be honest and truthful, and I have to basically tell, if I see something going on that I think is going to really disempower people, then I'm going to say it. So, but please make your comments, like, subscribe and everything, and I will answer all your comments back. So thank you very much. See you later.